Shin Godzilla came out in 2016 to critical and commercial acclaim in its home country. The topic on why it did worse internationally is for another video. Since then, it has become one of the most beloved movies in the entire Godzilla franchise. But that begs the question, why has there never been a sequel? And if there was a planned sequel, what happened to it? Despite ending in a way that leaves the movie open for an easy continuation, Shin Godzilla never got a sequel. And why is that? Before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe. Initially, when Shin Godzilla was released, it was planned to be a one-off, and Toho wanted to focus on their world of Godzilla, a sort of shared universe like the MCU or DCU. This universe never really went off the ground though, due to a lot of reasons that are for another video. But hey, with the success of -1, there's still a chance for it. The most information about a Shin Godzilla sequel that we got was in 2022 in an interview with Hideko Anno. In the interview, he revealed that they were a rough draft for the sequel during February 3rd of 2016. This was actually in fact during the filming of Shin Godzilla. The title for the movie was supposed to be Shin Godzilla's Counterattack or Shin Godzilla Raids Again. There seems to be conflicting information on what was the real title for the movie. Higuchi was supposed to direct as well. However, the film would be very different to the Shin Godzilla we know. Instead of being a slower, more political film, it was meant to be sort of an all-star brawl. Since the movie was supposed to be released in 2018, they gave the team very little time to make the movie. In fact, 2 years is the minimum amount of time for them to make the movie. The reason that the movie would be so much more different than the original Shin is in order to get a broader appeal. Because they didn't have much time to work on it, they wanted a movie that could appeal to the most amount of people for the least amount of money. Anno actually handed the script over to Higuchi and Toho, but since it was a very rough draft and, quote, among other reasons, the film was scrapped. In fact, it never even entered production, so you can't even say scrapped because it just never got off the ground. It seems that after this draft was scrapped, this is why Toho never declared they wanted to make a sequel to the film. To be honest, I don't know what to feel about this scrapped script. While it sounds like it could be a very fun show-inspired Godzilla movie, it doesn't really sound like Shin 2. It has a very different approach to the monster, and if it did release, it would probably be very divisive amongst fans. However, since it was written by Anno and directed by Higuchi, there's still a chance it could be great, because if those are working together on a Godzilla movie, there's always a chance that it's going to be good. Although a lot of the actors and creative team are still up to make the movie. In 2016, Anno was asked about a sequel in an interview with several other cast members, including Hiroki Hashiguchi, the star of the movie, who were all enthusiastic about making a sequel. However, Anno wasn't so sure and was pretty sure Toho wouldn't make another sequel. Another one of the most famous Shin Godzilla 2 theories floating around was Shin Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. This theory mainly came from this piece of artwork made by Koji Tajime. However, this art piece has nothing to do with the sequel for Shin Godzilla. It was in fact promotional artwork for the Godzilla store in Tokyo in celebration of its first anniversary. So, in conclusion, whilst a Shin Godzilla 2 might have been in the cards for their creative team very early on, Toho never really wanted to make the sequel. But hold on, Shin Godzilla is one of the most beloved movies in the franchise, especially now. Why wouldn't Toho want to make a sequel to the film? One of the biggest reasons would probably be the box office. Whilst the movie was a great success in Japan, internationally it did not do so well. The critical reception of the film was very mild, and it made $78 million worldwide compared to the $75 million it made in Japan. Secondly, it seems Shin Godzilla 2 was never really made because they wanted to focus on their world of Godzilla. At the time, from 2016 to 2018, the cinematic universes were at their peak. We had films like Civil War, Batman vs Superman, which were all doing great at the box office. Toho wanted a piece of that pie and thus focus more of their efforts on that universe. Unfortunately, like we discussed, it never really came to fruition. Thirdly, the sequel was never made because Toho never really wanted to make it. Toho stated several times the movie was meant to be a one-off, and well, they stuck to their word. In short, Shin Godzilla 2 was never a thing. There was a very early script for the movie made by Hideko Anno during filming, but Toho never planned to make the sequel. The movie was not cancelled in order for Toho to focus on the world of Godzilla. The movie just never existed. The main reason for that was to focus on the world of Godzilla, the critical and commercial failure of Shin worldwide, and because of Toho's public claims. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and what would you guys want to see in a Shin Godzilla sequel?